All right, so your first movement is 3 sets of 15 reps, wide grip lat pull down. My arms are outside of shoulder width. Even whenever I'm pulling down, my elbows are not at 90 degrees. My hands are farther out. I should have slowed these down. I haven't done these in a long time. But momentum is not a bad thing, right? We're still engaging the lats. I mean, a big pull, big squeeze there at the bottom. Big cue is on the way down, we're driving our elbows down, flaring those lats out, not forcing the elbows in, but keeping them out. Man, fucking flare those elbows out. All right, so here's a better perspective of how wide I'm talking. Like the elbows are not at 90 degrees, hands are outside of elbow width. All right, I am pulling to my nipple line. That's some more range of motion. You're going to get a really good lat squeeze doing that. Again, I should have slowed these down. It's not a big deal if you don't, if you have the same momentum. But I am not... So I do have some back lean, but I'm not leaning so far back to where it's complete momentum. Like my lats are fired up, dude. I'm driving my elbows out. I'm thinking about squeezing my lats and biceps at the bottom position, and I'm letting my arms go all the way up without losing tension in my lats. All right. So as I start off the set, your first couple of reps, especially as fatigue is starting to set in, your first couple reps are your best set. That full range of motion, bringing it to the nipple line, flaring the elbows out. And as soon as fatigue starts to kick in, I am immediately starting to lose that range of motion. Actively, though, still pulling with my lats, still driving the elbows back, not letting my arms take over the pull, but still isolating the lats. I'm losing range of motion, but letting the stretch do what it needs to do. I'm pulling with everything that I have. Even though I'm losing the range of motion, the muscles are still getting the pump and squeeze that they need. All right, so going into the next movement, this is the seated chest supported dual row. All right, I'm setting my seat high because I'm very short. I'm making sure that my chest support is far enough back so whenever I sit, the weight is off of the pedestals, and even whenever I'm in the stretched position, the weight is off the pedestal. So big stretch here, the weight is not touching. Big squeeze back, again, driving those elbows back, big squeeze, trying to keep my elbows tucked towards my body and driving them low. I am short, so this machine doesn't quite do what I want it to do. You're going to feel this predominantly in your not quite high back, but you're going to feel this in your center back and lats. I hit 10 reps here. Find a good warm-up weight and then work up to something that you can hit for those 15 reps, all right? Don't make it so easy that you're not getting anything out of the weight, but don't make it so hard to where your form looks like crap and also you're not going to get in that higher rep range. You may not feel it at rep 6 or 7, but dude, as soon as that 7th rep starts to kick in and we get some blood in the muscle and a bit of fatigue sets in, every rep from 7 to 15, we're pushing it. We're booking it. You are biting your lip. You're straining. You are talking to those muscles. So that higher rep range is where we really start to dig deep into feeling those muscles, that mind-muscle connection. So here I've put on my lifting straps. All right. Big stretch forward. The weight is not touching. Even though my chest comes up, my tummy and chest is not coming off the pad. I am driving my chest up and I'm driving my elbows back to squeeze the center of my back. Neutral grip. Don't let those handles come out. Keep them tight together and drive your elbows back. Big stretch without letting that weight touch. You want to keep tension. All right, so this is my second set of 15 reps with my working weight. I'm staying at the same weight and focusing on my form, staying controlled, trying to not use a lot of momentum, big stretch and big back squeeze. This really gives you the perspective of not throwing my body off of the pad to create momentum, but just bringing my chest up to create more range of motion. All right. I am no scientist, but everybody who builds muscle will tell you about lengthening and contracting. The longer we make those muscles and the harder we squeeze them, the more they break down. The more they break down, the more they have to recover. The more they're recovering, the more mass you put on. And the reason we track the weight that we hit week by week is because this week I hit one plate for 3 sets of 15 reps. My goal next week, if I don't feel like my strength is there, let's work on endurance. I'll stay at a plate and my goal will be 16 to 17 reps. Small progression, but there will be progression. All right, so last set. All right, like I was talking about, we track our weight so we can track progression. If I'm feeling super strong next week and I'm flying through my warm-ups and everything is feeling jiving, all right, I still want to stay in that higher rep range, but maybe I'll bump my reps down to about the 10 to 12 rep range and throw a 25 on each side. So I'm doing a 45 and a 25, 10 to 12 reps. If you do the calculation of, the 45 plus the 25 times 12 reps, that total weight volume is going to be more than the 45-pound plate by itself for the 15 reps. We're looking for total set volume progression. All right, so here we're going into the straight arm pull down. All right, standing straight arm pull down. Right here, starting off, my hands are too wide apart. I am pulling predominantly with my triceps. Still trying to figure out the weight that I need for this top set. I still go too light because I'm way above my rep range. But even sometimes if you go too light and you think that this weight needs to be your working set weight, but you're like, reps in reserve 5. Just push it. I mean, go past that 20 mark, go past that 15 mark. Get a couple more reps, get the intensity up. That's what I'm looking for. I give you a rep range based off of a recommendation, but at the end of the day, I am looking for intensity. So here I am not trying to pull my triceps, but because of my hand width, I am predominantly pulling with my triceps. That slight bend in my elbows is going to help me drive back and get some lat engagement. What I'm doing here with my hips is I'm not standing up straight, almost like a little minuscule RDL stance where my hips are slightly back and my chest is slightly forward. Some people say that this increases the range of motion on the straight arm lat pull down. I would say in terms of increasing range of motion, I would use that little thing right behind me, the rope cable attachment, to get those. You're able to pull those ball attachments beside your hips and increase the range of motion. Okay, ideally for my straight arm pull down, this is how I like to set up. This is going to require some more quad, glute, and core activation, just so you're not letting that bar pull you forward as you're coming up with it. Big scoop away from the body. We're not trying to press it down, but we're trying to pull it away from us and down. Slight bend in the elbows, driving those back, getting some lat engagement. My hands are a bit more narrow, so I'm feeling this set a lot more. I believe that I may hit the 20 rep range with this. I'm pretty sure that this is 70 pounds at this particular station. 70 pounds could feel different anywhere you set up, any gym you go to. So right here, these are coming up. These are partial reps, right? Like I am not completing the full range of motion, but I'm putting every bit of effort that I can to force this bar down by God. If it was by the grace of God, it would have came down because I was giving it as much effort as possible. Partial reps, you're getting something out of them. So here is my ideal setup for a straight arm lat pull down. I've got the white girl cuff, as I call it, right? We're not holding on to any handle. We're just setting our wrist in it. And we're driving that elbow away from us and down. Pulling your wrist, your hand, whatever, a little bit more past your hip so you can get a bit better lat squeeze. The reason I have my hand there is not for any kind of engagement, right? Yeah, I'm touching the muscle and I'm feeling it contract and stuff. I just don't know what to do with my hand. So I put my hand by the muscle that I'm working. It looks like it's doing something, isn't it? I didn't write these in the workout posted, just because I wasn't sure of the availability for everyone if they were interested in doing this, or even their opinion on the movement. This is just something in particular that I like to do. So I did 2 sets of the dual arm straight bar standing pull down, and then I did 1 set of the single arm. Can't remember my rep range on the dual arm. I want to say that it was like 2 sets of 20. I didn't quite get 20 reps on my second set. And this set right here was 20 reps on each side. And for the sake of going back and watching myself for future reference, I am not editing these sets. Like I want to watch how this goes for me later on, or like in the future, whatever the hell. But please feel free to fast forward throughout these sets, because I mean, yes, you can use common sense and know that as the set progresses, it's going to get harder, but nothing changes, right? The range of motion will decrease as I get towards the end of the set, but that's it. It's just one big long video of me hitting every movement that I did today. All right, so setting up for the rear delt cable flies. One hand over the other. All right, crossing over, lots of range of motion. You want those hands as close as possible. I've got my little cable attachment things, right? The little pulley system. Just about head height, right? Because I don't want it crossing over. For me personally, I like that higher range of motion for the dual cable rear delt flies. I am not in line with the cable stand, pole, whatever. I take a slight step back so I'm not like chopping myself in the face with these cables. Same thing as the pull down. I am focusing on bringing my arms out and away from me. I don't want to drive with my elbows back and then end up with a 90 degrees kind of thing. Saying don't drive with your elbows back is the wrong cue, because you are driving your elbows back. You're driving your wrist and your elbows back, but I don't want to see you in a 90 degrees. Like, try to keep a slight bend, little chicken wing in your arms as you pull back. Here, I only get 12 reps on both of the sets that I do with the dual rear delt cable flies, yada, yada. I went too heavy. And I am predominantly like center back strong, and I am pulling pretty hard with my traps and my center back, and I know that. All right, so here we go. This was the chef's kiss of rear delt movements. I've got the cable shoulder height, all right, still driving my hand out and away from me, not standing in line with the pole, stepping back a little bit so I can get more range of motion without bringing that cable like across my skin and getting pretty much carpet burned. I do 2 sets, each side 20 reps, and these were phenomenal, dude. Absolutely love these. All right, so going straight into the other side. Again, you'll see here where me stepping back allows some more cable range of motion. I'm able to really squeeze that rear delt behind me, but also that cable is not popping or rubbing against my chest as I'm getting to the back of that position. Big stretch across the chest and pulling back as far as I can. All right, same thing here. This is a very long video, dude. I mean, these are 15 and 20 rep sets, so like, what do you expect? This camera angle shows how I am in line. I am keeping my elbow tightened up. I'm trying to squeeze with my delt and not my gigantic trap. I mean, really just freaking keeping that arm in line, not letting it shift down, shift up all over the place. In line, cross your chest, like pull your hand away from you and karate chop, squeeze back. All right, I'm going light here, dude. I mean, this is a 20 rep set. I don't want to go heavy because I know if I go heavy, the weight is going to go to my larger muscle groups, which is my trap and my center back. The lighter weight, right, with the higher reps, I'm not going to feel it in the first few reps, or I'm going to feel it, but I'm not going to die until that like 12 plus rep range. And that's what we're looking for. Death by volume. Okay, I may edit this one down a little bit. So I do this weird little steppy thing, like I'm about to show you what it'd look like if I was standing in line with the bar to do the pullover, and then I just step back and do it the way that I want to. But here you see whenever I'm swinging my arm away from me and out to the side, all right, the cable touches me there. If I was standing in the position that I was going to show you something in, it would have like rubbed across my chest and hurt a lot sooner. So don't do that. Take a step back, give yourself some range of motion to swing your arm back. Think about trying to touch somebody that is far away from you throughout the entire movement. Oh, and another thing on this movement is flex your freaking core, dude. This ain't an ab movement. Brace your core. Do you see like my top half rotating around, like my belly button facing a different direction? No, because I'm flexing my abs and squeezing my glutes so nothing moves. All that's moving is my rear delt area. All right, I think we get a gist of how, oh, look at my freaking abs, man. You see those obliques activating? All right, as it starts to pull me over, I ain't letting it move because my tummy is tight. All right, my quads are flexed. Good bracing. So we get the gist of this one. I think I'm going to edit this one down and get into my bicep movements. Again, I had 2 sets of 12, sadly, on the dual arm rear delt flies, and then I did 2 sets of 20 on the single arm. So don't do 2 sets of 12 on the dual arm. Try to shoot for 15 to 20. Just go lighter and don't be stupid. All right, man. Getting into biceps. The first movement is easy bar standing curls. The goal was 3 sets of 15, but on the first set, I get 15, and everything after that falls short of 10. So do what you can with it. On this first set, not a huge fan of my elbows coming up, but I mean, I think that I'm just getting a bit more bicep squeeze, and I ain't too picky about it. They hurt. They look good. They're full of blood, and I'm controlling on the way down, getting a good stretch and a good squeeze. So that's all that matters. Don't think about it too much. As long as you feel it, that's what matters. I don't care how long a set takes you. I don't care if you have to do these like little baby pauses in between and catch your breath. I don't care if you do partial reps, man. As long as the intensity and the effort is there. As soon as you put that bar down, the set's kind of over. Now there are like drop set stuffs and like, I don't know, there's other words for it, but like where they stop the movement for a couple seconds and go back in. That's pretty much what I'm doing, just without putting the barbell down. Right here on the side, you see I'm getting a full bicep extension, good squeeze. I would like my elbows to stay closer to my body, but my hands were a bit too close, so I guess that's why they were coming up like that. If not, I'm just a little biatch. Yeah, good stretch at the bottom, big squeeze at the top. Not a huge fan of my elbows coming up. Not a big deal, though, because boy, God, are these hard. And they felt phenomenal, dude. Yeah, dying off rapidly right there. Look at these. Now, on this set, I will say that I could have dropped the weight and got some more reps in with a bit better quality, more range of motion at the top. I think I get about the 6 or 7 rep mark, and I am toasted, dude. Like, I just cannot pull that thing up to, like, the peak contraction point. Like, dude, right there. After that rep, everything was dead, passed on. I'm pissed about it. But the effort was there. The intensity was there. The biceps are there. That's all that matters. It's not all that matters, but it's what matters here. Intensity is key. Track your stuff. So, like, I don't get the full 15 reps this week. Next week, I'm going to shoot for the same weight and try to get more reps. All right, so this is the last movement of the day. Standing single arm cable curls. I'm stepping forward far enough to let this cable get some tension on the back part of not the back part of my bicep, but in the bottom position of this stretch. There is a lot of tension on my bicep. It is stretching it. All right, there's a lot of pull right there. This weight is not resting on the stack. Like, I keep tension in the bicep. Boom, big stretch. Little chiffon, big contraction, big range of motion here for this bicep movement. It is one of my favorites. I was pretty dead after the easy bar curl, so I went in like this definitely should have been a warm-up set, but I went ahead and executed it like a true working set. I think I get 20 to 25 reps here, so I'm going to go ahead and speed those up and show y'all the bottom half of the setup, like where my foot placement is and where this cable is sitting on the wheel. So because I went too light on the other set, I decided to go up to the next stack plate, and that was way too heavy. I get 5 reps, drop it down again, get another 5-10 reps. This is, again, one of my favorite bicep movements, man, because even with my mobility issues, I'm getting a really good stretch and a really good contraction. I'm isolating both sides, my left and right, and yeah, dude, I mean, it's beautiful. So my setup here is, again, I'm not standing directly in front of the cable, just to the outside of whatever arm I'm using. So if I'm using my left arm, I'm standing to the left side of the rack, stepping forward enough to where whenever I have my arm fully extended, that stack is not touching. Well, the plate that I'm using is not touching the stack. There is constant tension. So that'd be it, man. Look at them biceps. I had 2 sets of, 15 to 20 on these. 20 plus if you need it right. A rep range is a recommendation. What I'm looking for is intensity, and you are in control of your own intensity. All right, last little clip, and then I'm getting off of here. This is not to show off my booty cheeks here. It was just a bad angle, but this angle does show how my arm goes past my hips and really gets a back stretch, right? I'm not throwing my shoulder forward using momentum to get that weight up, but just contracting the bicep to pull up. All right, so 23-minute back and bicep video. That took a long time to edit, but it's worth it. I got all the details in there that I wanted. I hope you skip all the parts where I told you to skip over me just standing there working out, because I want something to look back on. These videos are for me and for the people that I personally know, so they can go and watch these videos and use these tips, these details, and see that I'm doing these workouts with y'all. I'm suffering with you, okay? Good luck.